Hello again, all you lovely people out there in the land of the tube of views. It's me, that gaming nerd John, and I continue to torment you all by going through 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim in quite possibly the slowest way possible. Anyway, so we're continuing our journey through the remembrance sequences here, going into Keitaro Miura's kind of first major chapter after his prologue. I'll be kind of combining two of his segments because one of them just felt really short. So for Miura, it's interesting. Like, he will be making the trip to the present and cataloging his journey and accepting kind of the events that occur and those revelations that he has. That kind of culture shock that he has is really interesting. You kind of see him slowly accepting those facts, and so, like, he'll initially be attributing things from his pool of knowledge, which would relate to, World War II time frame. So when he initially gets pulled to the 1980s, he's, thinking that it's like an American city, the American weapons that attacked him and all that, and just seeing him slowly realize that that's not the situation that he's in, that he's actually in the future. So a lot of really interesting, like, self-assessment, critical thinking. I really enjoy Miura's character for that fact. Like, he's never kind of the hot-headed guy. Like, he's not going to be like Hijiyama, who would just kind of charge into a situation and just kind of take control of it. Miura's going to kind of sit back, think it over, and be like, wait a minute. So this is what I observe, this is what I see. What does that mean? And that's really interesting. And you'll see, like, how his story segments will always start with, like, almost like a journal entry. And then more so after the first little bit. So, like, after his prologue chapter, like, for instance, these stories that we'll see here, he always starts kind of with that sunset scene. And it's really cool because he'll basically say that same line that he says at the beginning of his chapters for each one, which is a nice touch. I like that. I like how it has that kind of repetitiveness that goes with his character. A lot of really, like, small things to keep an eye out for, just the various character interactions that he's going to have, because he's going to meet a number of different characters throughout his segments. So definitely pay attention to that. One of the big ones, of course, from is going to be Natsuno Minami, just because she's the one that's going to get him more situated in the present time, if you recall from some of Kurabe's story. So definitely look forward to that. I hope you enjoy, and we will dive right in, and then, of course, at the end of it, we'll have a quick chat. So see you then, my friends.
No matter where I am, at least the sunset is always the same. This place isn't too crowded. Gives me room to hang around and think for a bit. Better take advantage of that. Nothing's changed today either. Our mother's terrible at sewing, but she made this for Chihiro. I'd never seen her struggle with anything so hard, but she did it. It's pieced together with scraps of cloth, not the best quality. Even still, Chihiro took it with her wherever she went. They came ashore during the air raid. They're enormous, must be over 30 meters tall. Instead of wheels, they move on long leg-like appendages. Quite a terrifying sight, like something out of hell. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's still there, hiding behind all those elaborate curtains. That Sentinel. It's what brought me here. Why were just the Sentinel and I brought here? That thing is beyond me. I'm no expert, but I know it's capable of some extraordinary feats. Time travel, though. Could the Sentinel possess an ability like that? Before the war, my uncle gave me a sci-fi novel. A story about traveling through time to the future. It only ever felt like a far-off fantasy. But on that day, at that moment, that fantasy became a reality. All out of flying bombs. Electromagnetic rounds are offline. Outputs dropped by 50% in both electromagnetic battering rams. There are just too many of them. But I'm not about to just sit here and die. I still have 2 minutes before I hit my operating limit. Might as well give it everything I got. What the hell? Where's the enemy? Did I lose? It reached its operating limit. Where am I? The air raid. Everything was just on fire. All these giant towers with glass windows? What the hell's going on? The last thing I remember is being surrounded by those new American weapons and... No, it can't be. I've heard about major US cities. These high-rise buildings are common. Was I captured? And they got my Sentinel too? They must have done it when I lost consciousness. Brought me to the mainland as their... No, wait. If the Sentinel just reached its operating limit, then not very much time could have passed. But this view says otherwise. It's not my homeland. Somehow, I ended up on US soil. If that's the case, fine. I guess this is where I'll die. But I'm not going down without a fight. I'll face the enemy, even without my Sentinel. The Sentinel. This is bad. The Sentinels are top secret. It can't fall into enemy hands. I can't move the Sentinel now since it hit its operating limit. Considering everything it's been through already, I can't expect it to perform at full capacity. The enemy cannot get their hands on the Sentinel. That's the kind of issue that becomes a national crisis. But what can I do? I can't activate now, let alone initiate self-destruct. I need to slow down and think things over. I should probably go lie low until the Sentinel recovers. But not because I'm afraid. My country, my little sister. I'd give my life for them at the drop of a hat. But I have to be smart right now. And that means waiting for the Sentinel to be up and running. Now that I have a plan, I'd better move fast. I should get out of here before American soldiers show up. I'll stay out of sight until it's the right time to move. Everyone here appears to be Japanese. But something's off. These signs show both kanji and the English alphabet. Ashitaba Printing, Ashitaba Bank. Why are they named after my hometown?
You want to stop by the arcade?
Sure, the one at Sun Mall?
Nah, the one at Joyland. Let's go try out those big new Sega machines that came in.
I have no idea what they're talking about, but their language doesn't sound foreign to me.
Did you see him in last night's episode? Yeah. Oh, he's so amazing. Right? I watch everything he's in.
Female students. Though that's quite a bit of exposed leg. It almost seems like a different dialect, but it's definitely Japanese. So many cars. Where in the world am I? This isn't America. It looks like Japan, but everything seems off. This is all just a terrible dream. Right? Right. It's nothing to worry about, just my brain acting up. That's why my surroundings appear to be different. We knew what the risks were going in as Sentinel pilots. Professor Doji made it all very clear to us. That's right. This has happened before. I experienced a similar illusion during the Sentinel sync test. He's wearing a boy's school uniform, but appears to have a girl's haircut.
Huh? The hell you looking at?
This one has a particularly strange hairstyle.
Hey, you trying to get your ass kicked?
It looks like I've finally gone crazy.
You wanna see crazy?
Hey, stop!
Where am I? What is this room? Hold on, I think I remember. Some guy with weird hair hit me with his bag. This doesn't look like a detention facility. Either I'm still seeing things, or someone removed me from the Sentinel. Whoever it was brought me to some kind of lab. Foreign phonograph records. Takatoshi-san used to let me listen to his. Why are there so many records here? There are way more than I saw at the Hijiyamas. It's a calendar. 1985? It's all in my head. It's just an illusion. It's a calendar. A box-shaped Technicolor projection device. The Sentinel has its own spatial projector as well. But that's highly confidential military technology. It's about baseball. I'm not in a military base, am I? Math, modern Japanese. Lots of textbooks lined up here. Japanese history. So I really am still in Japan then. This can't be right. 1945, the year of Japan's unconditional surrender. Surrender? We lost the war? 1945. That's this year. August 6th. Atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima. 140,000 killed. 3 days later, second bomb dropped on Nagasaki. 70,000 killed. All from just 2 new American bombs. What is this book? 1951, US-Japan Security Treaty signed. 1964, Tokyo Olympics? How far does this go? Wait. What did that calendar say? $1985. It has to be fake. When was this printed? It says here... 1985. Could it really be?
You okay? Here.
It's so cold.
That's all that was in the fridge.
Wow.
Not a big fan of soda, I take it?
Some kind of carbonated beverage? I had ramen once at a festival in Tsutsuji, but I was just a kid. 1985. Am I still in Japan? But in the future? Who are you?
I'm Shu Amiguchi, and we're at my apartment in Kamazumi.
Keitaro Miura. So, how did I get here?
I called a taxi and brought you over after you got knocked out.
So you helped me?
Guilty. You know, you really pushed Ogata over the edge. He was already pissed from being chewed out. If he gets in trouble one more time, he's getting suspended. Be real nice if you two could work things out peacefully.
I need to know one thing. What year is it?
What? Afraid you got knocked into a coma for the last few years? Relax, you didn't get hit that hard. It's still 1985, all right? You haven't missed a day.
No matter where I am, at least the sunset is always the same. Before the war, my uncle gave me a sci-fi novel, a story about traveling. To think it ever become a reality. I don't care that we lost. I'm proud my country could rebuild after what happened. But I won't accept this future. Now that I know we lose the war, that's all the more reason to go back. I'll bring the Sentinel with me, and I'll change history. It's my duty to fight and protect the people. I have to save as many of them as I can. But what if it's impossible for me to go back? What if I'm trapped here? Chihiro. All right, that's enough. Get it together. Don't get discouraged. You will make it back. No matter what it takes. I wonder, what if I never actually traveled through time? It's possible that space-time here is warped somehow. But it could just be a local effect. I should try heading toward the school. Maybe time is flowing normally over there.
Hurry up, Miura-chan! Slow down, Iori-chan.
Female students. Looks like the school's still here. Isn't that... Hey, hold on!
Miura-kun? Thank goodness.
You're Natsuno Minami, right? The one I met at the shrine. What are you doing here?
I've gotta say, you had me pretty worried. I had no idea where you went.
I can't believe you're here too.
I couldn't find you anywhere. I thought you got snatched up and hauled off to Area 51. But anyway, what have you been up to?
Wait, first,
Where have you been?
a kind student's been letting me stay at his place. Aside from that, I've been sleeping outdoors.
Outdoors? Hang on. This is my mess, so I have to figure out how to clean it up. But then again, I can't really bring a boy into the house. Oh yeah! Granny Tamao went on a trip. So Jiro-kun should be the only one home. That house does have a lot of rooms.
Granny Tamao? Natsuno-san. Get it together, Keitaro. She certainly is quite... Yes. I admit, she's bright, cheerful, attractive. But right now, I have more urgent matters to tend to.
Sorry. Let me go grab my stuff really quick. I'll be right back, so just wait here. Then we'll head over to the Karabe's house.
Karabe? Managed to leave quite the dent. Chihiro? You don't have to cry. It's not like you did this on purpose. I'm sure Uncle isn't mad about it anymore.
What about you? Are you mad?
Of course not. I'm your big brother. I'll always be on your side, Chihiro. Now, come on out. So how do you hit the pillar with the laundry bucket? You must have been playing pretty rough.
The bunny was fighting, and it beat up giant ghosts. Because the ghosts smash all the houses, and more of them keep coming.
Such strange ghosts. Did you come up with them yourself?
No, Tamao told me about them.
I'm sorry, Chihiro-chan. My father has quite a short temper. I'm sorry. This was all my fault.
Tamao-san.
It only happened because I told Chihiro-chan about my dreams.
Is it okay for you to be awake right now?
I've been feeling much better lately. And I have Goto-san from Tokyo to thank for that. He's been sharing some foreign medicine with me. It's just that ever since I started taking it, I keep having strange dreams. But they feel like more than just dreams. They're like memories that I just suddenly remember.
The sirens.
This is bad. Turn on the radio.
This military broadcast. Air raid alarms have been sounded. Enemy is flying at low altitude. More air units to be expected. To prepare against the coming invasion, we ask all citizens to unite as we fortify our air defenses.
It's a massive enemy raid.
We have to hurry to a bomb-proof shelter. Come on, Chihiro-chan. We have to go.
Are you home?
Minami-san. Couldn't you have knocked first?
Come on, your Granny Tamao and I are best buds. We're neighbors. Think I don't know my way around the place? Anyway, I've got a favor to ask.
Oh, Minami-san. I didn't know you lived so close.
Did you really need to come out?
You're Yakushiti-san, our classmate? Wait, no way. Are you two?
Do you need something from him?
It's not what it looks like. This is just... you know...
Natsuno-san?
Oh, come on in.
Pardon my interruption. So this house is still standing.
Who are you?
My name is Keitaro Miura.
So, it's kinda complicated, but yeah. I need you to let him stay over for a few days.
What? How do you know Minami-san?
Come on, I know you have a spare room. Just let him stay until your granny's back. In exchange, I won't tell anyone you're living with a girl.
That's not...
The details don't matter. Just let him stay, alright? Thanks, see ya!
Natsuno-san, is this...
It's fine, it's fine. I live super close by. So if you need anything, just let me know.
There she goes. Well, this is awkward. Pardon me. I know Natsuno-san's intentions are good, but I really don't want to be an inconvenience.
Are you hungry? Why don't you join us for dinner?
No, I shouldn't.
Your stomach thinks you should.
No, that was,
I'll go fix you a plate.
So, Tamao-san is your grandmother? Is she in good health?
Grandma? She's fit as a fiddle. She's visiting relatives back in Shimane. That's why she isn't here.
Shimane. She must be with her mother's side of the family in Iwami.
Do you know my grandma?
Yes.
You do, huh? So then? How long do you need a place to stay?
Not long. Just until I can make my way back home.
Well, alright. If that's the case, it shouldn't be a problem. Just try not to cause any trouble. Feel free to use the guest room on the first floor.
Thank you. There's a projection device where the radio used to be. It's been lightly remodeled, but it's the same house. I could have sworn it burned to the ground. The damage on this pillar is missing, and it wasn't changed when they remodeled. If this really is the Kurabe's house, then it should be right here. Chihiro left a dent in this pillar.
Back on my parents' property, there was a wooden single-story house. It was built in the middle of the 20th century. That humble little place stood for about 100 years. My grandfather often told me stories about it. Some of his fondest childhood childhood memories are at that house.
That sounds lovely. I'll have it produced for you.
You will? But all I have left are old photographs.
That's fine. I can restore them for you.
Thank you, Miura-san. I'm looking forward to it. Oh. Were you just on a call with someone else?
With Professor Kurabe, yes. We were discussing the layout of the residential zone.
Oh, that's right. Professor Kurabe was born in the 21st century. She's 120 years old, right? I know that she's receiving nanomachine treatment, but she still looks so young.
She's Professor Morimura's mentor, I hear. Quite an intelligent individual.
Well, yeah. She is the foremost expert on AI, after all.
Right. Anyway, is something wrong?
Why does something have to be wrong for me to call? Well, I just so happen to have a really urgent problem. I need emotional support stat, and I need it from you.
Oh, that does sound urgent. Then I'll be waiting.
All right, so as you can see, some really cool stuff at the end there. You see that that segment from those future logs, where it discusses how the Tamao Kurabe of that time frame is relaying that information to Miura to rebuild her homestead, and it's fascinating because she mentions that it wouldn't be quite the same, and that's kind of an important note because you see like these various discrepancies already, and it's like, okay, so what does that mean? Like, what kind of time frame are we looking at here? Some really neat little hints being dropped to the player throughout there. But in terms of just kind of Miura's story, you're starting to see like pieces of that desire to protect, especially like his family. So Chihiro, Tamao Kurabe, Minami, who he's starting to illustrate his affections for with his noticing of her attire and state. So yeah, a lot of really great stuff, kind of slowly building up his character, building up those other characters around him, his interactions with them. Really fantastic stuff. So next up we're going to have Hijiyama, my boy, Hijiyama. Looking forward to continuing his story. Hopefully you're looking forward to it as well. And of course, you know, if you are looking forward to more of this fantastic content, then you should hit that like and subscribe button, because that tells YouTube that I'm cool. Ish. Thanks! Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for keeping up with all this. It's a lot going on right now, and if you're keeping up with it, that's pretty awesome. It blew my mind the first time running through. I had to like take prodigious notes and things, so kudos to you, YouTube watcher. You're doing better than me. But for now, I will bid you all adieu, and until next time, take it easy.